Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Willow Creek. So this video today is just going to be a piddle around my house while I get everything done with me. Long story short, I work in construction. I paint houses for a living and businesses, so I have a pretty physically demanding job. I have an almost 6-year-old little girl, so keeping up with a toddler is also very busy. Throw gardening and food preservation and this time of year on top of it, it becomes a little bit of a struggle for me to balance everything that I have going on, to be quite frank and honest. So today, I'm home today. I am going to clean everything. I'm going to organize things. I'm going to get things done that I've been putting off for a few days. It seems like we've had stuff going on basically every single weekend. So it's been a bit difficult for me to keep up with my home and work and activities and all of that stuff. So come along, I'm in comfy clothes. I'm gonna tackle the day. Come along with me. So as I mentioned, guys, I paint houses for a living, so you're just gonna have to disregard the paint all over me. It doesn't matter how much I scrub sometimes, depending on what products I use. It's just there. So apologies that I'm covered in paint, but this is what it is on days like this. Okay guys, so cleaning is definitely on the agenda today, but dealing with all of this is also on my agenda. Unfortunately, I get out to my garden as I can, do things as I can, and it just kind of piles up. So I have my bag. This is just a huge TJ Maxx bag. You can get them for like 99 cents, and I have several of them. So I keep 1 or 2 in the freezer at all times, and I just fill garden fresh produce up in this so that when I can't get to this, it can be in my freezer and it's waiting for me for when I can't deal with it. So some of these tomatoes I'm gonna go ahead and get in the freezer because I don't need all these. And then the other tomatoes I'm gonna go ahead and make salsa with at another point in time this week. I also have a ton of cherry tomatoes. I have more out in the garden that I need to go pick. I think I'm gonna try doing whole cherry tomatoes canned. I've never done that, but I've seen several other people on Instagram and TikTok doing it this year, and I really want to give it a try. So the ones that are really ready, I'm going to go ahead and stick in the freezer just in case I don't get to them, and then ones that have a little bit longer to go until they're fully ripened and super soft, I'm going to leave out so that in the event that I don't get to salsa in the next couple days, no harm, no foul, it'll be all right. So I'm just going to go through here and pick out a couple and just kind of organize. Like these ones back here are super, super red and squishy, and I have a feeling if I don't get to them within the next couple of days, they're not gonna be as good. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss these in the freezer. I don't do anything with them. I'll de-thaw them. You can take like the tops of them off if you'd like to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. They pop off anyway whenever you take them out of the freezer. So that's just totally up to you. You can core them and stick them in the freezer also. I don't worry about it. I just do it whenever I thaw them out later. So I just get them stuck in the bag. Pretty proud of all this though, guys. I grew it all myself. This is only my second year gardening, so last year I had a horrible success with tomatoes. I do everything in grow bags because I currently live in town, but my husband and I are in the process of building a house, so we will be living on it'll be 1 acre, but then we'll be on his family farm, so there's like 150 acres. So I'm gonna have a huge in-ground garden. I'll film all that because I'm gonna get started on it this year so that hopefully I can plant come next year. So yeah, last year, horrible tomato year. Grew everything in containers, did not have success, did not know what I was doing, still really don't know what I'm doing, but just learning as I go. And then this year, I've had awesome success, as you can see, and there's plenty more out there to get. So super proud of myself for that. Got to take the wins with the losses when you can get them. I know gardening can be a little bit devastating and disheartening at times, but if you're new or if you've been doing it, or you need some words of encouragement, I would just encourage you to keep trying, keep failing, keep making mistakes. That's the only way you're gonna learn. So I'm just gonna go through and keep sorting these out, get some of them in the bag, and then the rest of them I will keep out to can salsa with you guys. These will make some salsa. I'm also gonna make some peach salsa. Never canned peach salsa, but I bought and I can't even remember the brand of it. It's at Hy-Vee. It's so good. Something peach salsa. I love it. My husband does not like it, but I'm gonna can a bunch of it, because that's fine for me. He won't try and eat it, so more for me, and I think my daughter's really gonna like it. So if anybody has any good peach salsa recipes, let me know or post them down below and I will look through them, because like I said, I've never canned it before, but I'm really eager to try it because I did very much enjoy the peach salsa that I got from Hy-Vee. It was delicious. Also, so I got the majority of my tomato seeds from my gardener, and this is no knock towards them or anything, no harm, no foul. I don't care either way, but I had like 7 varieties that I grew this year, and somehow, some way I ended up with Roma tomatoes. So did anybody else get Roma tomatoes from seeds that they planted this year, or is that just me and did I goof? Because I'm pretty good at writing everything down, and I thought I did a good job. I know for a fact I don't have any Roma tomato packets to even open, so I don't know how I ended up with Roma tomatoes. Not complaining, but it's not something that I grew this year. I also ended up with a bunch more yellow tomatoes. Now that could be my fault. I could have accidentally planted multiples, but I was thinking I only had 1 yellow tomato plant, because they just, if you've ever grown yellow tomatoes, they pump out like crazy, and the flavor is way more bland in my opinion. They're good, and they always do really good for me. Look at that one, isn't that beautiful? But they're just way more bland. It's not my favorite tomato, so my daughter really loves them, and I try to grow at least 1 for her, and have the past 2 years so that she has something fun to pick, but I have way more than I thought I was supposed to. So again, I'm just going through this one. This tomato, well, let me see if I can get you a better, and I should have picked this way earlier. It's really split and ucky, but this tomato, I have no idea what this tomato is. It's a mystery German tomato variety. My husband does land surveying for a living, and he received this type of tomato and this tomato. So this is like a fuchsia pink. I think this is a pink brandy wine. I could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure. It's just a fuchsia pink tomato and this tomato. And the gentleman said that he had been saving seeds from his grandmother for over 40 years. She brought the tomato seed from Germany, and he's been saving it ever since. I don't know how well, here, I'll come around and see if you guys can see the coloring on it a little bit more. It's got stripes, like darker stripes up here, but it's like a purple colored tomato. I don't know. Very interesting. I saved seeds from it last year and have grown it this year, and actually it's one of my best producing tomatoes. It's done great for me, so that is a plus. And then these tigerillas, aren't those so pretty? Those are some of my favorites. I got them from my gardener. They're always packed with seeds, which is nice. So you get plenty of seeds to save for next year, and the taste is really good on these too, guys. I love my gardener seeds. A lot of people say that they can't grow heirlooms because they get like sickly. Last year was just a fault on me, just being a new gardener. I didn't know what I was doing, so all of my tomatoes suffered. But this year, now knowing what I know and doing things a bit differently, I've had really good success with the tigerellas. And I live in Iowa, so we get pretty hot and humid and, you know, whatever. But these heirloom tomatoes have done really good for me. So I'm gonna grow them again next year, and hopefully I have just as much as success as I have this year. And see, like, I have tomatoes here that have some bad spots and stuff, but that's okay. I'm just gonna chuck them in the freezer and we'll deal with them later. My family and I aren't like super big fresh eating tomatoes. Like, we're not really big on just slicing a slice of tomato and putting it on a sandwich and stuff. So typically I will pick these just as soon as they start blushing, and then I have adequate time to deal with them. Most of the tomatoes that I grow are used in canning. I mean, like, we will eat like BLTs and stuff, and I do gift a lot of them, and have this year. I will gift quite a few if I can, but we're just not super big into eating like a tomato on a sandwich, or like fresh tomatoes with salt. I know that's a snack for a lot of people. That's not really our thing. So, but we love the tomato products, just not fresh eating tomatoes. This little itty bitty beefsteak tomato, isn't that so funny? Just an itty bitty little guy. Here's another one of these pink tomatoes. I'll get a close up of this too. Maybe you can, and it's got ucky spots. I should have picked it, but let me compare like one of these aromas. Hopefully you can tell the difference. It's just like a bright pink tomato. I don't know. I think it's a pink brandy wine. I did some looking online to see, and my husband, the gentleman probably told him what they were. My husband just didn't remember. So now I'm left with two mystery varieties of tomatoes that I really know nothing about, which is fine because it's fun to grow them and know the backstory. I just don't know anything about them. Stems and things picked up. This is just, if you get into food preservation or gardening, your table is going to be overrun with garden fresh produce. It is what it is. I've kind of given up trying to like make it look aesthetically pleasing, because it's not. It's not. Your house is going to be overrun. You just got to accept it, deal with it when you can, and you're going to be probably swimming in tomatoes until then, which is fine. I don't mind being overrun by tomatoes. I think I'm going to leave a decent amount out, I guess, because those can all be ripening up. If you know, and we do have activities this weekend. My daughter's birthday is this weekend, so that birthday party is going to be really fun. We're always really excited to have it. We have it at my in-laws every year, and they have a huge in-ground pool for all the kids and just tons of family, and it's just a really good time. So I'm going to leave some of the super ripe ones over here just in case, like, I do want to take some tomatoes or, you know, something to give away or to make a side or whatever with. So these can be over here for salsa later in the week, and got some of those in the back. So, and then I'll just turn all of these into spaghetti sauce later on. Okay guys, so next on the agenda of things to do, I'm gonna go ahead and turn Roomba on so it can be vacuuming my dining room and stuff for me. I love having a vacuum robot. It's like the greatest thing ever. Adulting to the next level, right? So Roomba's gonna be vacuuming my dining room for me, and I'm gonna be doing some things downstairs. I need to get some cases of peach pie filling and peaches and syrup downstairs that I canned this past week. But before I go downstairs, I'm gonna go through the fridge and grab just some produce that is not looking the best, but still not the worst. We have 3 bunnies downstairs. We've had them for about 2 months now. If you watched the Welcome to Willow Creek animal video, their names are Brownie, Hershey, and Loki. So anytime I go downstairs, I always try to give them a treat, and it allows me every day to kind of look through all of the produce that I have in the fridge that I'm bringing in from the garden, keep it going, keep things in rotation, get the old out, yada, yada, yada. So that's what I'm doing now. So I picked some cucumbers from the garden the other day. So I'm gonna cut up some of those for them. And then I have some fresh kale. I bought some shredded carrots for a sausage potato soup that I canned. I did not get that on video, but I will do another batch of this and show you guys how I did it because it's amazing. And then I also have like just some of these containers from TJ Maxx that I got just to help me organize my fridge. I need to like completely clean that out again too, but I just go through these containers. So I have like strawberries, fresh carrots, and grapes. I rotate through all of the fresh stuff, fill it up, go through it all, and then whatever is not going in the compost bin, the rabbits get to snack on each day. So they really enjoy it. This is probably going to look like a lot of fresh veggies, but there are 3 of them. So I mean, they each go through quite a bit. And then I also just grabbed a little compost bowl here because I'm going to grab some other things in the fridge that I know probably are going to be no good. And I'll just go ahead and stick them in here. And then whenever I make it outside, I'll just dump that as I go. So I'm going to stick some of these grapes in here. My daughter loves grapes. Unfortunately, though, we do not get through all of these in a week. So I split them with the rabbits. They get grapes as a snack here and there. And then whatever I know I'm not going to use, I stick in a huge freezer bag. And it doesn't really matter on the variety. I just stick them in a freezer bag each week. And as the bag fills up, you can either start a new bag, or what I like to do with it is I make grape juice or grape jelly from the grapes that I've accumulated. I do the same thing with strawberries, cherries, any types of fruit that you buy at the store that you can't get through or you don't have a compost bin, just stick them in the freezer. As you go, each week they will eventually accumulate and you can make something out of them. So that's just another way that I like to use up things and not waste as much. So I'm going to get some stuff going in the bags for the rabbits, and then we will go give them their treats. And then I just have like this big compost bowl in the back. And then this cucumber is getting a little mushy on this side, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop that side off on the compost bin. I'm going to give that to the bunnies, and then I'm going to slice the rest of this up, stick it in this side of this container, and we can have it for fresh eating. And I just have a paper towel at the bottom, and I'm just going to stick these cucumbers in here to snack on. Alright guys, so welcome to the basement. Hi Hershey. So these are the bunnies. Like I said, we got them about 2 months ago. We are going to be obviously taking them with us whenever we move to the farm. I wanted to get rabbits anyway whenever we moved there, but found these guys, so got a pretty good deal on all 3 of them. They're Netherland dwarfs, and they stay relatively small. They're all males, all do really well, so the past 2 months have been really great, and rabbits are an awesome way to use up like produce. Like I was saying, it's great having them here. So having them whenever we move to the farm, and then getting chickens, that is also on my list of things to do. But for now, we have them inside here with us, and they'll probably remain inside bunnies because my daughter and I really like them. They are pretty tame for rabbits. Hershey, he gets a little feisty every now and again, but these guys are awesome. They stay really small, super interactive with us, so far so good on the bunnies. But they're getting excited because they can hear, Hershey can hear that I have treats. I have hay and their feed, and they get snacks constantly, so they're pretty spoiled buns. Yeah, see, Hershey already knows. He's like, my mom has food. I clean this cage out every 2 days. I make sure that they have fresh bedding, fresh hay, fresh alfalfa, fresh food, fresh water every day, but I clean every 2 days, and they still manage to like part the bedding in between. So it works out good for me, so I can just dump all of this right in the middle, and then they get to have fresh snacks every single day. Here, Hershey, do you want to come tell the people of YouTube hello? This is baby Hershey. They're just teeny tiny little guys. Like I said, they're Netherland dwarfs, and I believe they're 15 weeks old now, so they're still warming up to me. Not super scared of me like they were before, but Hershey's the mischievous one. He's starting to not really like me as much as the other ones, but I'm trying to win him over with my love and affection. I take them outside to play in the yard every day. I have like a bunny pen and all kinds of stuff, so they're relatively spoiled around here. Are you happy? Happy buns? Oh yeah. So now that these guys are taken care of, I'm gonna start cleaning the rest of the basement, and it's not bad, but I have a 6-year-old, so it's to be expected. Hey guys, so welcome to one part of my basement. It's not as bad as it usually is. My daughter spared me this week and weekend. How graciously nice of her. You can kind of see the pile of dolls that she insists be here, you know, and if you're a parent, you know, you dare not touch the things that they put in places because you're going to get ridiculed for it. So I'm expecting a butt chewing whenever she gets home, but things have to be cleaned. So I'm going to work on this area, get everything dusted down, wiped down. I'm going to get the floors vacuumed. There are other areas of our basement, but I do have a housekeeper that comes every 2 weeks. She's a good friend of mine, actually, and she's in the process of trying to start a cleaning business and get more business and customers. So I like supporting her. She came last week. So a lot of the other areas in our home and like our basement have already been deep cleaned. I'm just going to go through the heavily trafficked area, which is this area, and just kind of tidy up and redo a couple things. So come along. Don't ask me why certain things are here. This is a fermentation crock that I got on Amazon. I accidentally ordered 2 of them. I don't know how I did that. I'm not complaining. I'm happy to have them, but just a random fermentation crock sitting down here, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything just wiped down, dusted. That was done last week also, but like I said, this area is really heavily trafficked and it does not take long for dust and ucky things to get on everything, so everything is getting a good wipe down. Is anyone else a candle fanatic? I have candles everywhere. So I'm not going to go like absolutely crazy with the dusting on the shelves because like I said, everything did just get deep cleaned last week, but I'm just going to kind of go through and wipe everything down again. While I'm already down here and doing it, I might as well. I'm going to find a new home for all of the dolls, other than my end table. Anybody else have this toy at your house? Don't get it. This thing has went off so many times in the middle of the night and scared the absolute crap out of me. I thought Annabelle was going to come out of my closet. I will go ahead and leave this little leprechaun, guys. This is my daughter's favorite little stuffed animal. It's cute, so he can stay. Go ahead and get all of these cushions and the couch remade. I love this couch. I got it from Ashley Furniture probably 3 years ago, and it is so comfy. So comfy. And it looks really pretty down here as well. I'm not the greatest at organizing pillows to look super fancy on the couch. I just kind of throw them on here. I'm gonna go ahead and fold up this blanket and get it back where it was. So I got some of my other canning projects moved down here, and this is going to be the next project that we work on together. But I am going to go ahead and leave this video here to leave off with. I just wanted to say thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm going to do a follow-up part 2, piddle around my house with me and get stuff done. Because I know that organizing all of those jars and redoing all of the shelving is going to take some time. So yeah, we'll do that together here in a couple days. Go through it all, reorganize, go through all the jars, make room for new produce, new canning projects, and so on. So I just wanted to say thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Super nice. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Come back for future videos, and I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day.